Hey guys, welcome back to the Magical Mermaid Tarot channel. Let's take a look at your fortune. You're putting in effort. You're putting in effort into your stuff, okay? I feel like you're putting in effort into your job, your work, your skills, your talents. And this is bringing you a lot of satisfaction. I also feel like you're working on yourself. So when you're working on yourself, this means that you're comparing favorably to others right now. And this is helping your wishes come true. It's giving you a sense of satisfaction. I feel like something didn't go right, okay? Something didn't go right. But you need to know that it didn't go right because the other person that you were dealing with, or the situation that you were dealing with, they weren't going right. They weren't able to handle their life and handle their situation properly. So really, it had nothing to do with you. You know, it takes teamwork to make something work out right sometimes, right? And it feels like this other person was either backed up at work or backed up with other things. They're dealing with like problems at their job right now, and perhaps it's making it to where it's impacting in a negative way. But really, it wasn't your fault, okay? Because you need a team. You need a team, fam. Okay? So it's not your fault because other people are dealing with stressors and stuff in their life, and it's just not going well for them, okay? I feel like I don't know if their lives are falling apart, and this is part of why either they didn't show up to meet you where you were at, or they couldn't show up for you or be there for you. They were too overwhelmed in their own lives, okay? I feel like you're the new breed. You're the new breed, okay? An old way is dying. An old way is dying. And I'm not sure exactly what this is in relation to, but I feel like this is a message that's supposed to be speaking to your heart directly. So just try to see how it resonates, okay? Because I'm seeing that I feel like there's something you've been dealing with where you're feeling like all the doors are closed. Like there is, that time is done. The time when they were accepting people. The time when something should have been happening a certain way. Maybe you feel like you missed the boat. Maybe you feel like you've outaged the process, right? Perhaps you're feeling left behind. And I feel like your spirit guides want you to know that you're very creative. We're getting Scorpio and Cancer here. That you're very creative and you have the tools. You have what it takes to overcome this situation, okay? I feel that you are a winner because I see a trophy in your hand, okay? You're a winner and you are, what's the word I'm looking for? You are maverick, okay? So you know how to make this thing happen for yourself. You really, truly do. So whatever doors you've been seeing that seem close to you, or you feel like your time has passed, or maybe you got left behind, or maybe you're feeling like it's too late. There's something that's going on where you've been feeling like it's too late. I can't be part of that. I can't. Spirit guides are saying everything is in your hands. Everything is in your hands. You have a trophy in your hand. You got a lasso in your hand, and you know how to use it. You got a trophy in your hand, and it signifies wins. You have won something right now. Okay, I feel like you're motivated. You're highly motivated, and this is your winning trait right now. Okay, this is a winning trait for you. I feel that someone's gonna come through and offer you a winning trophy. Okay, someone's gonna come through and offer you a winning trophy. And so even if you feel like, well, the time has passed, something's too late, you missed out, whatever it is, you still have the key in your hand, okay? You have the key in your hand. And you're going to win a trophy. You're going to win a trophy. You're going to have an accomplishment. You're going to have a tool in your hand that you're going to be very skilled with. You're going to know exactly what to do with it to overcome the situation. Let's get more information. Yeah, there's been some kind of loss. Something disappointed you. I don't know what it is. It could be that maybe you felt kicked out of somewhere. I'm telling you, like, it's a vibe like you were kicked out or something, or like you're not being invited, others are being fed and you're not being fed. And I'm telling you that you are creating a pure work of art. You are churning it out like no man's or no woman's business. You are doing stupendously well. So while others are being fed, you are learning how to be ingenious. You're ingenious. Your ingenuity is bearing fruit. While others are being fed, your ingenuity is bearing fruit. Okay, so keep at it. Don't give up. Okay. And this feeling like you're alone, yeah, people are receiving handouts. That's what it is. They're getting handouts. They're being fed. But you have skills. You see, I remember I told you have tools, you have skills. Here again, I'm seeing tools, you have skills. You're inventing something. Okay? So don't let this loss that you're experiencing, or this idea that someone is being fed while you're not, don't let it break you down. Okay? Because I feel like that's at the root of this depressive feeling you're getting. Okay? You're feeling like others are doing well and you're like, where's mine? Right? Spirit guides are saying, you know what? You're so creative. You're taking the rocks on the ground, the rocks that nobody else wants. All right. And you're pouring them into this machine and you're making a beautiful sculptures. That's what is coming down the pipeline for you. That is your blessing, is you are capable. Okay. You're advancing, fam. Don't you doubt it. I don't care what you've seen. I don't care what you have seen. Okay, you are advancing through whatever boundary they try to put in front of you. You're shattering it. You're shattering that glass ceiling. Your wishes are coming true. Okay, you're shattering the glass ceiling. Trust me. These cards would not be here saying this if that wasn't true. This is what the energies are looking like for you. I feel like you recently had to walk away from something. Okay, I'm getting Saturn twice here. A place where the doors were closed to you. Remember, we saw that the doors were closed here. We're seeing the doors are closed here again. And I'm just getting this vibe like, I'm seeing very clearly for you that you are very skilled. This place you walked away from, you're like, all right, the doors are closed to me. They're not doing anything more for me. They're feeding and rewarding others. It has freed you to go out into the wild. And in the wild is where you are free to cultivate yourself as you please. And the reality is that you're incredibly skilled. You're incredibly skilled, fam. Don't you doubt it for a second, okay? It's a wish come true, actually. Your wishes are going to come true. You're going to get to rest away from the stress of being shut out, okay? And you're going to be practicing your phenomenal skills. You're very good at it. And that's only going to continue. So if something has gone wrong, understand it's fixable. You're fixing it already. That is what's happening. Okay, you're fixing what went wrong. Like I said, remember I said you're very skilled. So even though something you were doing didn't quote unquote turn out right, you're going to find that you have the skills to fix and repair whatever is going on there. You're going to find that. Okay, it's totally in your hands, and you are so skilled and so practiced, and you're such a genius that it's gonna happen very well for you. Now, I feel that this tack that you're taking, where you're going off and you are creating fixes, you're freeing yourself of stifling situations where people are like saying, nope, the door is closed to you. Nope, the door is closed to you. Nope, we're feeding others and not you. Nope, it's not going to work out. It's not working out right. I feel that you are creating good luck for yourself because you'll free yourself of an environment where things aren't working out right for others either. Those people that you saw that were being fed, it's not that great for them. It's a big mess where they're at. It's a big mess. They're overwhelmed. There's a lot of things going wrong. It's not pretty, fam. It's not pretty. There's this idea that they can't even handle what they've got over there. The place you're longing to belong to, the place you wished they would accept you at, they can't even handle their own load. They are overwhelmed. That's what it is. They overwhelm what they do have, and the people they're feeding, are like, hey, what about me? Hey, they're squabbling over there. It's not as great as you think, okay? The grass isn't greener. You're doing much better than those people are, in actuality. These people are tightrope walking. They are tightrope walking. You know, I feel like you may think, oh, these people have it made. It's a cushy space for them. Everything's being handed to them. They're being fed. The truth is, they are in a risky situation. Okay, this could be a work situation. This could be a place I feel like this is a place you left behind, okay? Or a place that you tried to fit in that wouldn't really fully accept you, or something like that. What I'm getting is that these people are like on the chopping block. You know, they're skywalking, they're tightrope walking. At any moment, they could fall off. And it's like a high stakes situation, okay? There are people competing with them that are they're doing crazy tactics over there. So not only are people figuring out how to, in the place that you left behind where you felt like the doors were shut, okay, the people there are having to be exceptionally skilled to remain there, and they're blind to certain things. They're blind to the fact that they could be knocked over at any moment. It's not as safe and secure as you think. They don't have it like that over there, wherever this is, okay? Yeah, these people are stuck, fam. These people are stuck in a cave, a mess. It's a messy situation. You are lucky. You took action, okay? And you left. You are creating strength for yourself. You're creating good luck. You're creating your own good luck. Why these people are stuck trying to figure it out. The system's broken. And they're like, where do we go next? It's not as good for them as you think, fam. No. The grass isn't always greener. That's a message here. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. So we have feeling and controlling. They're being controlled. They're being controlled, okay? And I feel like the place you're headed to is a place where you will be empowered. You will be emboldened. You'll be part of the makers. You'll be part of the creative team, okay? Of what can we do next? You're going to be coming up with creative solutions. You're going to be creating a very good situation from the get-go. While these other people, okay, they're being controlled like they're children. They're being told what to do. They're being treated like kids, much like we saw these birds being fed, and you're like, when will my turn come? How come they're being fed and I'm not? Why am I being ignored? Listen, they're being fed, but they're also being controlled like babies. They have no power. But where you're headed to, you are going to get to collaborate. Your contributions are going to be respected. You're going to have control in the situation, okay? You're going to be able to put things to a vote. You're going to be empowered. You see people raising their hands, getting to speak up and say what they want, say what they believe in. And here they're being told to shush and do as you're told. That's the place you left behind. So yeah, they're being fed. But I'm seeing here too that people are allowed to be greedy. People are allowed to be overfed. This is the space you're leaving behind, okay, is not a place where people are being treated equally, okay? So even amongst the ones that are being fed, they're like, we'll give Joe 3 times as much, and we'll give Becky a third of what she got last time. So it's very irregular. It's very inconsistent. You don't want anything to do with this place, okay? You don't want anything to do with it. You are on the right path, fam, okay? You're going to have a celebration very soon because you're going to manifest exactly what it is that you want, okay? We're seeing Mercury. You're going to get to express yourself exactly the way you want. Express your feelings. You're going to be celebrated, accepted. I mean, it's a really good thing where you're headed, all right? It's a really good thing. Sacred Spirit, could you please tell me more about the situation? Let's see what the cards are saying so we can get more clarification and more specifics on the situation, okay? Yeah, I feel like you're feeling very restless in a situation where you're feeling restless. You feel like you're being schooled when you know what to do already. Yeah, it's a situation where you're being schooled when you already know what to do. In fact, you're highly qualified. but instead you're being schooled and you're watching others who maybe even seem less capable. They're already free to play. They're already free to go do whatever they like, while you're being schooled about the basics like you don't already know. Okay, you are the man. Okay, I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Okay, I don't care if you're a man or a woman. You are the man. Okay, in the sense that you already know what to do. You're highly qualified. You're well trained. You have a lot of experience. Don't let them fool you. This vibe like you're being schooled, don't fall for it. Sit with it, be patient. But I feel like you're ready to go play already. You're ready to go play. But they're treating you like you need to sit and listen, when in reality, you're ready to go. You're good to go. So that's clarification on the situation. More clarification here that we're seeing is achievement and authority. Yeah, I see a yardstick. I feel like you're being measured. You're being measured in some kind of way. Okay. I feel like someone has measured you as not good enough, while others are being given the glory. Okay. It's that kind of a situation. Yeah, I feel like it's a situation where you're having to give to a situation when you don't even have anything. You don't have anything to give, yet you're being forced to give to the situation because of there's been some kind of snafu, some kind of limitation. Things aren't going well, but yet you're being asked to pay. You're being asked to pay. Okay, that's what it is. Someone's trying to get you to pay. Someone's trying to get you to pay for something when you don't even have the money to pay for it. You're skilled. You're bringing your skills to bear, but they're acting like you're not skilled. You need them. They don't need you. I see that what's going to happen is teamwork's coming down the pipeline for you, fam. Teamwork. I do see that coming through. I do see a time when people are going to be in love with what it is you're doing. People are going to offer their adulation. They're going to offer they're going to offer things to you. Okay. Yeah, I see that coming down the pipeline for you. Okay. You're going to be well liked. You're going to be well admired. People are going to work well with you. That's coming down the pipeline. Exactly how is this going to come about, Spirit? How is this going to come about? Thank you. Yeah, you're going to be rescued. I feel like someone's going to rescue you and they're going to release you. I feel like a worker, someone's going to come through and get you out of the burning building and release you out of that burning building. So it's going to be assistance coming in from the outside. Okay. You're going to be assisted. Yeah, you're going to be optimistic. You're going to remain optimistic while you're reaching for things on your own. You're going to be helping yourself, doing what you need to do, and you're going to be remaining optimistic. It's optimism that's going to bring you what you want, okay? And finally, yeah, you're obsessed with something. You're obsessed with something. And this obsession is going to lead to you becoming really good at what you do. I see a virtuoso here. And it's going to be a progression that comes from a place of feeling, your passion, okay? How much you love something, how curious you are. And it's your curiosity, it's your perseverance, it's your passion, your love for something, your obsession with something that's going to get you there. And that's what I'm seeing the cards for you, fam. If you've enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Take very good care of yourself, okay? Bye.